Let's just look at the results. Conflict, you know, I would have loved it to be the other way, but I don't know. Forgive me, Rangers. There you go. There you have it. Rangers, who a lot of people thought are dead and buried. Some still feel they're dead and buried. Anyway, they went to Egypt.
Not some.
Went to Cairo. And a 1-0 victory. At 75 minutes, I thought, what was happening here? But they held their own. They won the game. And the two other teams in the group, to me, conspired to give Rangers a lifeline.
It was quite amazing. Amazing because no one expected Rangers to pick up all 3 points there. I didn't expect them to win. I expected them to play well because of a bit of momentum they built in the league. They won 3 games on the bounce in the league, and that was quite fantastic. We thought with this, Rangers would be able to at least play some football, because when things are not quite going well as a team, what you want to do is improve the performance. And that's what Rangers did in the league. And they've gone away from 1-1. And for people who do not really know Pyramids, people will be thinking Pyramids is a small club in Egypt. No. They might be a small club in terms of history, but at the moment, they're building something quite great. They're spending the money. I mean, when you talk about the big guns in Al Ahly, in Zamalek, the next team at the moment, current form that is popping out is Pyramids. And they've gone and done a great job. Will that be enough for them? I'm wondering.
Let's see what it looks like for Rangers. Let's see if we can quickly look at the Group A standings and see what it looks like. Then I'll get your thoughts so that we can quickly move on. Group A standings, let's do that quickly. Do you think Rangers have a chance?
No.
They have 1 game left.
They've got 1 game left.
There's no way they'll catch up with Al-Masry. There's no way.
I'm just wondering, can they do it? I'm not sure. It's impossible.
It's impossible.
I don't know why you guys are even debating it. I mean, it's not debatable.
It's not going to happen.
I thought it was a lifeline, but it's impossible.
It wasn't.
There's no lifeline.
Just consolation. It's called consolation.
Yeah. But credit must be given to them. And I've said it many times with different platforms that Rangers have to concentrate on the league. Because the last time I was here, they were bottom of the table. That day, they went on and won at Warri Wolves, and we're quite amazed that they were able to get that result. So let them concentrate on the league. Try to prop up the table a little bit, because we do not want Rangers. I'm not a Rangers fan, but for the culture, Rangers should not be relegated. They've got to find a way out of this trouble.
And the team we all expected to win pull up a surprise on us. Let's go to Group D and talk about the Abia Elephants. I can't explain this. It makes the job a bit more difficult for Enyimba.
It makes the job a lot more difficult, but somehow
San Pedro
Pardew have gone there and bottled the situation, because they had a chance of beating San Pedro, which would have put them in almost pole position, even though they still have a game to play away from Asani Agadia. Asani Agadia knew that they needed to get something from this game. That's why they played so well. They scored first. I was surprised.
And it's done and dusted for them, by the way.
It's done and dusted. They're top of the table. And they're going to play Pardew. And that's where Enyimba will be hoping that Asani Agadia can do them the favor. If they can beat Pardew at home or even get a draw, Enyimba needs maybe 3 points at San Pedro. Can they do it? I'm just wondering, because San Pedro have nothing to play for. And when you play against teams that have nothing to play for, I mean, it was a given that Pardew had to beat San Pedro. But it didn't happen, because this team has nothing to play for. So they go out there and enjoy themselves. So that's the hope that Enyimba will be having, that maybe, just maybe, Asani Agadia will do them the favor. But it was a bad result for Enyimba. They could have won it, should have won it.
All right. Let's see what it looks like, the Group D standings, and there you have it. They have 7 points, goal difference of +1.
A draw for Enyimba will do it, because of the goal difference. There's no way Pardew are going to go
clear
to
off
Asani Agadia and win 5-0. If they do that, CAF should investigate them.
But what if Enyimba loses at some point?
That's the $1 million question. But Enyimba have got to get a point away from them.
At least a point.
It is a do or die affair. They've got to go out there and just leave everything on the pitch and get at least a point.
How do you have a game in your home and you just throw it away? I mean,
it's football, Cecilia. It's football. Sometimes, we've said it over time, and it is a mentality in the MPFL. It is almost an abomination to draw at home.
At home.
But if you're not playing well,
you're going to drop points.
You're going to drop points. And on the day, Asani Agadia were more.
They wanted it.
They wanted the game.
More.
They had a game structure. They managed the game well. Even when they considered the equalizer, it felt like Imba were going to go on and win.
Yeah, win.
But they defended in numbers and ensured that Imba didn't have the sort of room that you would expect. The last game Imba played at home against, what was it, Paradu? They beat Paradu 4-1, and they played really, really well.
All right.
But it wasn't to be yesterday.
All right, let's take a look at the league now. And of course, these two teams we talked about were not involved in the league. They were supposed to play each other. They were both on the continent. Let's go take a look at the results before we do other things. Match day 17, and like Cecilia hinted, no away win. Let's just tell you that. No away win. So let's take a look at the results and see. Kano Pillars surprised me. Put up a 2-2 draw with Sunshine. Lobby Stars, courtesy of this 2-1 win over National United, have opened up a 2-point gap on the league table. MFM, Plateau United said they were going to. Their away form, they were going to do something about it, and they did something about it. Rivers United up against Wichita was goalless. Aqua United 3-1 up against Atlant. Sunshine Stars, I don't know what happened. Played a dual draw. Pillars on the rise recently. These are some of the results in the Nigerian Professional Football League. Some of the results: Adamawa United defeated Kwara United 2-1. Abia Warriors defeated Warri Wolves 1-0. You had Katsina United beating FC Ifeanyi 1-0. And you have, of course, Dakkada defeating Jigawa Golden Stars by 2 goals. And
the coach is not the problem. He was fired and they still lost.
Cecilia will bring down. Before we talk about our feature match, which is MFM and Plateau United, we were there, we saw the game. In a few seconds, if you can, your impression about match day 17?
Match day 17, no away wins, like Cecilia would say, but this season has been a lot better than the rest of the season. Remember, the record for most away wins in a season is 31. Guess how many we've had this season already? 22.
So we're definitely going to
amazing.
beat.
Yeah. It looks like we're going to break it, but it didn't happen this weekend. Teams are getting more
cautious.
More cautious because it's getting closer to the business end of the season. And I was very impressed with Plateau United getting a draw away from home at MFM. Their away form has been wretched in the past few weeks. They had to find a way. They did. It was great. And also Kano Pillars getting a draw at Sunshine Stars. Kano Pillars haven't lost a game in 12.
All right.
Okay, that's a good one for Sunshine. You talk about the star match for the day. You can see pictures from that game. It ended goalless. You know, both teams actually tried to win, but it just wasn't to be because Plateau United and, of course, MFM needed the win. Plateau United needed the win to go top of the table, but they didn't get it. And the coach, Abdul Makaba, has been reacting to this, talking about the game and how, you know, he's really sad that they got a point. Some coaches will be happy getting a point, but he wasn't happy at all. Okay, also the coach of MFM, we can see that, all right, we can get those videos across to you. Hopefully tomorrow we should be able to do that. Okay, let's leave MPFL now and quickly we look at the table, right? Before we move away from MPFL. Yeah, the table, what is looking like. Yemi mentioned earlier that Lobby Stars are back because they were able to win their game. But Plateau United had to be second. They couldn't win their game. Here, it was a point. But if we can see that, we need to go on a break now. We'll come back. We'll talk about the FA Cup. It's time to take a look at the English FA Cup. The 3 games decided on Sunday. And, of course, you have the Manchester clubs having fantastic victory. Manchester City scored 4. And you have Manchester United scoring 6. And against which side, okay.
Rose.
All right.
But it's 6 nonetheless. Jesus, 6 nonetheless.
Jesus actually gave them 2 goals in that one. It's got a praise. But Manchester United, Phil Jones scored. I'm like, okay, all the sins should be forgiven. Phil Jones actually scored.
Against Rose.
That was tremendous. And, of course, Jason Lingard also scored. Tremendous.
And the jury was always out on this guy. But hard to watch about and say, Shrewsbury Town ending a replay at Anfield.
Against the Liverpool side.
Did you see the lineup?
It doesn't matter. It's Liverpool.
Yeah,
it's Liverpool.
No, it matters. It matters when you're putting out 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds against Shrewsbury Town.
At the point, I was wondering what was Klopp doing. Does he want to lose or what was he thinking?
I don't think Klopp honestly wants to to play in this competition.
Yeah, he still want to use the same side for
In
the
the
That's
League
what
Cup, he put out a young side against Arsenal. Those young players did not read the script. Yesterday was the same thing. Those young players didn't read the script. And we're hearing the replay. He's saying that the reserves will still play the replay. So maybe give Shrewsbury an opportunity to do a real cup upset. But it was a good result for Shrewsbury Town. The fans celebrated as though they won the title. A good opportunity to go to Anfield. I mean, it's fantastic.
That arena.
It doesn't look like Jurgen Klopp wants that distraction from his focus this season, which is the league.
Okay.
He doesn't want the distraction. He wants to focus on winning the league. How many points, Claire? 16 points, Claire.
So you don't think the league is already in the bag?
No, I think the league is the bag.
Okay.
The rest of the teams are playing for second, third, fourth. Yeah.
Okay, do you think United, they are back scoring 6 goals? I mean,
their fans would have wanted them to score 3 of these goals against Burnley.
Or even 2.
Even 2. Even 2. The fans would have been so excited if they scored 2 of these goals against Burnley. But United, I don't think they are back. They won't be back for a while. They need to make a lot of decisions. And I said it the last time I was here. I'm seeing United dragging feet with Bruno Fernandes. I'm seeing United losing the opportunity of signing Erling Haaland, who, by the way, has scored 5 goals in 2 games of Borussia Dortmund. You're thinking the decision from the hierarchy at the club not to be spending money. I mean, when you've got issues, and I quite understand when people say it doesn't make any sense when you're throwing money at the problem, but you've got to fix the problem at the club.
But the thing is, do you think Haaland not coming to United was because of United, or simply because the guy chose, this is where I want to go?
It was because of United.
And we know who happens to be his agent, right?
We know.
Precisely. So he says no player, a serious player, wants to go to United at that time because they don't have an ambition.
United were refusing to pay the agent fee. And which is a problem, and which is almost the same issue with Bruno Fernandes. United are saying we're not going to be bullied by agents around. But the truth of the matter is this. If you're going to solve a problem, are you going to look at what is stopping you, or you're going to look at how much you need a player?
Just go straight into it.
Just go. And that's what big clubs do. And I said it there the other time. You see Man City, when they need a player, they go out and get them. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern
as long as the player has a price.
They want the player and they will get him, irrespective of the money.
So Manchester United are no longer
behaving
a
like
big
a
club.
small club.
Okay.
But in the market, they're a big club, but they're behaving like small club.
Okay.
All right.
Time to take a look at the papers now, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
All right, let's start with Sporting Sun.
Sporting Sun here. And Sporting Sun, I'm happy with this one. Gennett Ross says he wants to remain Eagles coach. Okay. Yeah.
You have to react to that.
No, yeah, sure, absolutely. I like the fact that Gennett Ross built something over the years, and credit must be given to NFF for allowing him. But let's keep allowing him. The idea of having a coach stay in a country where most of your players play in Europe, I'm sorry, it is ridiculous. Gennett Ross was not brought to Nigeria to build an MPFL. He was brought to be coach of the Super Eagles. Most of our players play in Europe. How easy is it to access Europe, staying in Europe? And how easy is it to access Europe staying in Nigeria?
What if
sense.
The contract they're going to renew is going to involve him trying to groom? I mean, we had Manju Pinnick on here talking about how, it's supposed to actually help, bringing in some local boys into the national team. Possibly that's the reason they're saying
that's why we have
so
people
they're going to renew the contract, and maybe we're going to have something like that built into his contract to see if he can get, 2, 3 players.
Before you respond, let me just give you my take and factor into what you're saying. If those that are giving us that talk about and all they talk about still, if they actually believed what they were saying, I would have said, okay, let's see. But I know, we all know, those who are saying, don't even believe. This guy spent over 4 years in Nigeria. This issue didn't come up.
I'm sorry, and I've said it, someone asked me, why do you think people don't go to football grounds to watch MPFL matches? Is it that the quality of the football is not good enough? I said it's not true. The quality of football is good enough. There's a lack of trust between the people who run our football and the fans who watch football. We cannot trust that because of antecedents, we cannot trust that you can say one thing and you mean it. And that's the truth. When you tell a coach, come and stay in Nigeria because you're the coach of the Super Eagles, what is the point? To what end? Is it going to make the Super Eagles better by staying in Nigeria? Of course, no.
Okay, he needs to earn his money, whatever is going to happen on that one.
Okay.
And this one, Man United offers to double Cavani's contract. They're telling you, like, they're big clubs, they need to go for big stars, and Cavani is going to go to Atletico Madrid. But then they want to double
Cavani
it.
is 33. United are not lacking in finisher. Like, Martial is a finisher. Rashford is a finisher. They might be young. They might not be world class at the moment. United are lacking creativity. They need a number 10. They need goals from midfield. And Bruno Fernandes looks like the guy who's the answer. Now, why are you going to look for a striker when you don't have, when Lingard has scored 1 goal in 2 years?
Okay. All right, let's leave it at that. You want to go to Complete Sports?
Complete Sports. Let's go to Complete Sports. You have a lot of interesting stories. I know it's Eagles' most valuable defender, the Torino defender. ENHL targets another cup record. Seems to be doing well. Cup games.
Yes. 10 goals in the cup, in the FA Cup, scored the winner against Brentford over the weekend. To be honest, I see Henacho as a born-again player. He is reborn in terms of not just, I used to see him, he looked lazy, he looked languid and very, very lethargic on the pitch. I'm seeing him chasing down defenders. I'm seeing him working really hard, and it was good to see him score again. And with Jamie Vardy maybe out of the side for a couple of weeks, maybe that's his opportunity to stake a claim.
All right, so we'll see what happens. And Amunike Hodges or Sime, that's on the bottom strip, saying what everybody seems to be saying. Don't make any hasty move yet.
True.
I mean, right words.
Right words, and he will listen to that kind of player because he's been there and done that. And Victor Osimhen, and I said it also, the guys around him have got to tell him, keep your head down. And in fairness to him, I think he's done that already. He's managed to just ensure that things around him don't really influence his decision to look for a bigger club of some sort.
All right, so that's a lot of other interesting stories. We've touched up on those stories. Man United insist on 25 million euros for Smalling.
Smalling is doing really well in Roma. I saw him again yesterday in the Rome derby against Lazio. He looks a better player. He looks more composed.
I'm thinking they should be saying
recalling him. That's what I'm saying. I thought they sent those guys on loan
to make them better
and recall them at the end of the season.
Obviously, the opinion of the coach would be that at the moment we've got players who are better than you. We've got Lindelof, we've got Harry Maguire who's better than you.
Lindelof is injured. Is he back? Because
Maybe
but the thing is, if you check Lindelof and check Eric Bailly and all that, when these guys are not playing, you see one Williams or someone, I mean, maybe 18-year-old, 16-year-old. But if you have Smalley, I mean, that's a good backup. You look at United bench and you see children.
Does he want to sit on the bench?
You don't see boys when you look at United bench.
Absolutely.
You see children.
But does he want to come back and sit on the bench?
I think that's where
But why will you bench a Smalley and play Phil Jones?
Phil Jones doesn't play. Let's say United have
Phil Jones played against Liverpool, right? He played against Man City. And he just played the last one.
That's what I'm saying. If United have the complement of the full squad, does Smalling start for Man United? No. That's the problem.
But they still don't have the complement of the full squad right now.
The problem is him. Is Chris Smalling. Does he think he would want to come and sit on the bench? No. He wants to play regularly. And he's enjoying his time in Italy. I'm sure he's pushing for a permanent deal with Roma.
All right.
Okay, we'll go to Sporting Life. That's the last one this morning. See how the stories of Kobe Bryant and Donald Trump, everyone paying tribute. But then let's focus on the middle right now, where you have the star story for the day is Nigeria may offer Gannett Raw pay cuts. And the reasons are listed there. Paucity of funds informs the change, and the government unhappy with manager's salary outburst. Pinnick insists the German is still NFF staff, and of course, Glasgow's boss silent on renewal meetings dates. What's all this about? I thought we've handled the whole of this.
What if he doesn't take what they're offering him? What if he doesn't take? I mean, the coach has done really reasonably so well, in all honesty. And you wake up and tell him to take a pay cut elsewhere when the coach does well. The reward for a good job.
What he did, is it really doing well? Because we've had coaches coming to Nigeria and they've been more successful. Even our own local coaches here. I mean, Austin Eguavoen, he won bronze medal for Nigeria.
Done well.
We've seen other coaches, late Stephen Keshi, of course, of blessed memory. He led Nigeria to the World Cup.
Reasonably very well. And why I'm saying he's done reasonably very well is because you talk about the local coaches, the quality of the players at the time, there were more experienced players in the team. When you use it, when you are saddled with
During
the
Stephen Kesh's
responsibility,
time, we didn't really have
of
that.
having
We
a-
have more of home-based players, remember, right?
But
Yeah.
young players,
at
too
the-
many
at the
young
Nations
players in the
Cup, yeah.
team.
At the Nations Cup, yeah.
Too many young players in the team. He's done well,
But
really.
he's got
I think
superstars
my
right
argument in support of Raw as we prepare to leave the studio is that from the position he met the team and where he took them to, I think he did a good job.
He's done a good job.
my
No,
opinion.
I totally agree.
So
In
no pay
qualifiers,
cuts?
How do you take
I'll
a
walk
pay
away.
cut? I'll walk away if I were him.
I'll walk
now.
away.
Okay, all right.
All right.
And
So-
I think he's going to walk away.
And
if
I
they
think,
persist.
And I think that's the intention of those who want to do this. I also think so. All right, that's a wrap on the papers on the show this morning. Also a wrap on the show, but first I want to thank Iniobong Monday
Thank you.
for gracing us with your presence. Hopefully we'll do this some other time.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of your day. It's the first one for the week. Of course, we'll be back here tomorrow to do this again. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.
I'm Cecilia Mogbe. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.